Despite surges in food prices, minimum budget remains unchanged, which makes it difficult to provide nutritious meals to students. Nearly 2 years of elevated food inflation in India is leaving less in the lunchboxes of impoverished children, as government-funded school meals suffer cutbacks because of rising prices of vegetables, fruits and pulses. The 3-decades-old program, intended to draw poor children into school and provide them with basic nutrition, throws into sharp relief the inflationary impact of food on the nation's most needy and the widening inequality in the world's fastest-growing major economy. Reuters interviews with 21 school teachers across 4 states, a dozen families and researchers show schools have been forced to scrimp on key ingredients as the meal budget under the scheme has not increased for the last 2 years despite soaring food prices. Children sit inside a classroom of a government-run upper primary school in Gudgudapada village in Nayagarh district of the eastern state of Odisha, India, September 24, 2024. Reuters, Stringer. The program covers an estimated 120 million children across 1 million government and government-aided schools up to Class 8, data available on the scheme's website showed. Teachers and school administrators manage the quality of food provided. Budget for the midday meal scheme is not indexed to inflation regularly as it should be, compromising the quality of the meal, said Dipa Sinha, an independent development economist and researcher who works with the Right for Food campaign, an informal non-government network of organizations and individuals. While the government provides free grain for these meals, that does not compensate for a cutback in other nutritious ingredients like vegetables, pulses, milk and eggs due to inadequate budgets, said Sinha. A plate of a lunch meal lies on the floor before it is served to a child at a government-run upper primary school in Gudgudapada village in Nayagarh district of the eastern state of Odisha, India, September 25, 2024. Reuters, Stringer. A case in point is 8-year-old Ranjit Nayak, who lives in Gudgudapada village, 150 kilometers from Bhubaneswar, the capital city of the eastern Indian state of Odisha. Ranjit's family of 5 survive on daily wages of about 250 Indian rupees, $2.98, and can afford to feed him and his 4-year-old brother little more than boiled rice on most days. Often, the school provides his very first meal of the day, but the food price spike has left an unwelcome aftertaste in recent times. My son is sometimes satisfied with the school meal, but other days it's just yellow water with hardly any dal, lentils, said Arati Nayak, Ranjit's 26-year-old mother who weaves dry leaves into disposable plates earning 25 rupees a day. The rising cost of cooking oil, vegetables and potatoes has made it difficult to provide a nutritious meal for students, said Chobi Nayak, head of the managing committee at the Gudgudapada school. The school opts for a cheaper variety of lentils and skips more nutritious vegetables like carrots to manage budgets, he said. Ranjit Nayak, 8, uses a serving plate to shield from rain as he runs to receive his lunch meal at a government-run upper primary school in Gudgudapada village in Nayagarh district of the eastern state of Odisha, India, September 25, 2024. Reuters, Stringer. Sizzling food prices. India's food inflation has averaged 6.3% between June 2020 and June 2024, a central bank study published in August showed, compared to 2.9% in the previous 4 years. It eased slightly in July and August due to statistical base effects but is expected to have risen again last month. Despite this surge in prices, the minimum budget of 5.45 rupees for each primary school student and 8.17 rupees for upper primary students under the scheme has not been raised since October 2022. A decision to increase allocations for the current 2024-25 year has been delayed due to elections, said an official at the Federal Ministry for Education, which administers the scheme, declining to be identified as he is not authorized to speak to the media. An email to the Federal Ministry of Education was not answered. A teacher weighs rice before giving it to cooks for preparing lunch meals at a government-run upper primary school in Gudgudapada village in Nayagarh district of the eastern state of Odisha, India, September 25, 2024. Reuters, Stringer. Price increases have been particularly persistent in vegetables, a category which has seen inflation of over 10% in 22 months in the past 4 years, according to the central bank study. Pulses and oils have experienced double-digit inflation for 24 months and eggs for 15 months over this period. 16 of the 21 teachers who spoke to Reuters said inflation has dented the existing budget, making it difficult to provide nutritious meals to students. Fruits have not been served for the past 6 months and green vegetables have been replaced with pumpkin, A teacher from the Sitapur district in the state of Uttar Pradesh said, declining to be identified for fear of being targeted by state officials. The milk given to students is little more than white water, the teacher said, suggesting dilution by water. Not enough calories? The government scheme requires each primary school meal to include 450 calories and 12 grams of protein, increasing to 700 calories and 20 grams of protein for the upper primary class. While periodic audits are conducted, the nutrition levels are not measured or recorded daily, teachers and researchers said. There is no publicly available recent study on the nutritional impact of higher inflation and cutbacks in midday meals to students due to the limited availability of data. But if the quality of meals for students is going down in a country where about 50% of the population does not have access to a healthy diet, it would have nutritional implications, Sinha said. A woman carries pitchers of drinking water through a road in the Gudgudapada village in Nayagarh district of the eastern state of Odisha, India, September 25, 2024. Reuters, Stringer. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, 2024 report on State of Food Security and Nutrition, 55% of the Indian population was unable to afford a healthy diet as of 2022, the latest data available. The impact of high food inflation must also be seen against the backdrop of low wages in India, said Rajendran Narayanan, at Azim Premji University, who runs a Data, Democracy and Development curriculum for the university. Narayanan pointed to a 2019 federal government committee recommendation for a national minimum floor wage of 375 rupees per day, based on the amount of money needed to ensure a balanced diet for each person. In 2022-23, 300 million workers were earning less than that threshold, said Narayanan, basing his findings on the government's labor force survey. This makes it important to boost nutritional schemes in times of high inflation, but the political will to do so is missing, Narayanan said.